slamming the west coast this morning with heavy snow and flooding rains. Burbank setting a rainfall record with more than 4.5 inches of rain yesterday. We're tracking the storm and where it's headed next. ABC's Zareen Shah's in Sherman Oaks. Zareen, good morning.
Good morning, Eva. You know, when Los Angeles is being hit harder than where you guys are right now, there is really something off. This area has been pummeled by rain the last few days. You can see the LA River right behind me. Those water levels much higher than they usually are, and there is no end in sight. This morning, more than 30 million Americans are bracing for floods and blizzard conditions as treacherous weather batters parts of the country. In California, thunderstorms leading to a ground stop at LAX overnight. Departures bound for parts of California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona delayed. Some arrivals diverted to Ontario, California, and nearly 120,000 power outages across the state as heavy snowfall hit the ground.
Legit snow, like no joke. Not just a little dusting, but legit snow here in the East Bay Hills. Snow on the invasive eucalyptus trees.
From Big Bear to Lake Arrowhead, blizzard conditions making it nearly impossible to see. Ice, snow, and wind bringing down power lines, closing highways. Drivers left stranded in the dangerous conditions. Record rainfall in North Hollywood trapped at least 5 cars in water, and powerful winds knocked down trees, one coming down on this home.
Won't be that long, and a small baby, just got on hurt.
Others crushed cars beneath them. The storm brought down power lines and left homes and businesses in the dark. Big brakes on icy roads flew off embankments. Further north in Portland, Oregon, the state seeing more snow overnight. A state highway worker injured after stopping to help a motorist. Police saying the driver of the van hit ice, crashing into the DOT truck. And in Michigan, nearly 500,000 customers still without power this morning after an ice storm blanketed parts of the state Wednesday with up to 3/4 of an inch of ice. And this weather has also had a big impact on power outages. Over in Michigan, there's nearly 470,000 customers without power. That's the most out of any state. Here in California, nearly 120,000 customers without power. Eva?
That is crazy. Zareen Shah, be careful out there.
Hi everyone, Tristan Fox. Thanks for checking out ABC News YouTube.
Istanbul, a metropolis of 16 million people and several other Turkish provinces, has been hit by a powerful storm that is doing motorcycles and electric scooters from the road in suspended places in various locations due to safety concerns. Torrential rain lashed several parts of Turkey, with the capital of city of Istanbul. The worst hit, as its port famous Grand Bazaar was filled with the full waters after heavy rain warnings were issued for 17 provinces. Istanbul, the capital city, received the expected rain. After heavy rain warnings were issued for 17 provinces, including Istanbul, the capital city, received the expected rain. Torrential rain lashed several parts of Turkey, where the Muslim streets left after a temple that started in the morning and the left inside. A car got stuck on driving through the underpass. On the other hand, some businesses in the Army Grand Bazaar and Spice Brother were heavily flooded.
All praise Shalom. First and foremost, give all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Rakakadat honors to the elders and apostles, men in truth, and down regarding the truth and knowledge. To Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahshua for putting the spirit of the elders and apostles, men in truth, and down regarding this truth and knowledge. Know this truth and knowledge. Call Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Rakakadat. Give all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Rakakadat. There's a few video reports. This is related to Turkey. Stone-sized hail fell in Istanbul, in 17 provinces in Turkey. We'll read a report a little bit real quick. Istanbul metropolis of 16 million people and several other Turkish provinces have been hit by the powerful storm with gusty winds, banning motorcycles, electric scooters from the roads, and suspending classes in various locations due to safety concerns. Torrential rain lashed several parts of Turkey, with the capital city, Istanbul, worst hit as the world-famous Grand Bazaar Inn filled with floodwaters. After heavy rain warnings issued, 17 provinces, including Istanbul, the capital city, received the expected rain. After heavy rain warnings were issued for the 17 provinces, including Istanbul, the capital city received the expected rain. While avenues of the streets were flooded with heavy downpour that started in the morning on the Anatolian side, a car got stuck while driving through the underpass, flooding. On the other hand, some businesses in iconic Grand Bazaar and Spice Bazaar were heavily flooded. So we had 3 major earthquakes prior to these stone-sized hail and major flooding. 7.8, 6.3, 5.0 related to the earthquake. So that pretty much those areas, Turkey's getting hammered, man, in a matter of speaking, man. Also reporting California, talking about major flooding, snow, heavy rain, flooding, snow, and also bitter cold, man. That's flooded areas of Los Angeles, all the way down to San Diego, and pretty much the whole areas of California. I believe up north as well, northern part as well. So, and it's interfering with the commuter travels related to delaying of flights from various states, Nevada, Arizona, and different ones. That was a report, GMA report. So California's getting hammered, plus hailstones. They're showing kids, they were jumping for joy. They see those hailstones. I was on the news, a little clip, now in news, 33-second report. So California is getting hammered with a variety of diversity of weather. Turkey and various other places, man. We'll get some scriptures, man. Get Matthew's, start with there. Related to weather, scriptures talking about weather. I'm going to go to Matthew 16:2-3. And he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and low rain. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. So that's pretty much Yahushua condemning the Pharisees and the Sadducees, because they can predict all these other things except the obvious. The more, the obvious. So he's mocking them for their hypocrisy, man. So he is mocking them for they can discern all these other things except the obvious relating to the discerning the times and seasons that you're in, man. So he's condemning them for that. Go to and a lot of people can't discern relating to the times and seasons we're in. So we'll get a scripture real quick. Go to 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh. So the natural man is the carnal man, the man of the flesh, man. For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. You know, so these things relating to, from a carnal aspect, to understand spiritual matters is foolish to him, man. That's why they mock, they scoff, and they do different things as a defense mechanism for their lack of understanding, because they're in the natural man instead of the spiritual man state, man. Because they lack the spiritual discernment to understand. Just like knowing the time and season that you're in, man. So I'll read it again, 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of God. So that's the man of the flesh. For they are foolish unto him. So for somebody of carnal to understand spiritual matters when they haven't received it, they're not going to understand. It's going to be foolish to them, because they don't have the discernment or insight, the spiritual insight to understand, man. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. These are spiritual matters. Go back to the weather. Job 37 and 9. And out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and the cold out of the north. So that cold, the elements coming out of the north, man. In this case, this weather, man, the Lord is sending that cold across the country, man. From the north to the south, to the east and the west, from across the west to all the way back to the east, man. The scripture talks about the Lord is beginning to what? Visit the earth which he has made, man. How is he visiting? Relating to diversity of judgments, man. So he's sending part of those forms of judgments are different elements of relating to the weather he uses to judge different places, earthquakes and different things. We'll get some more scripts. Earthquakes, winds, tornadoes, snowstorms, flooding, wildfires. So that's how the Lord is judging. The Lord is known by the judgment he executes, related to the diversity of judgment, man. 9:16 of Psalms. Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in different places. For example, that Turkey 7.8, 6.3, 5.0, and other earthquakes that have been. Scripture talks about 2nd Esdras 9 and 3, talking about there should be earthquakes and also upwards of the people, paraphrasing. So great earthquakes and shall be different places, famine, shortages, supply shortages, precursors of famine will be shortages, man. Pestilence, which goes to plagues, fearful sights and great signs shall there be for heaven. So the Lord is going to send fearful sights and great signs from the heavens. For example, these diversity of weather that he's sending, these forms of diversity of judgment he's sending globally all over the world, man. From one end of the earth to the other, man. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and devouring fire. That devouring fire is wildfires. You're seeing that in different parts of the country, Peru, South American countries, and various other places all over the world. Brazil, Peru, different countries, just naming a few. Tempest, storms, you're seeing storms, you're seeing snowstorms, you're seeing flooding, you're seeing tornadoes, hurricane type storms, wind type storms. Going from different various countries all over the world. You're seeing a lot of earthquakes in various countries all over the world on a day-to-day basis. So the Lord of hosts, man, which is the army, man, he's visiting. You know, so the Lord's using these judgments to visit, man. Let's go to Matthew 24. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. You seeing that? Now you're hearing of it, the gossip and rumors, and hearing of it, but you're seeing the wars, man. You're seeing these things happen, being played out, man. That ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So all these things, you know, has to play out. Wars, pestilence, plagues, forms of judgment. These are all things that has to play out according to prophecy. Number 7. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So you seeing the power of nations versus one another, man. You know, building up to for war and different things. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in different places. All these are the beginnings of what? Sorrow. Sorrow goes to lament and mourning. So these are the beginnings of what has to be played out according to prophecy, man. But the end is not by and by, as Scripture says. It's not near. Psalms 148:8. Fire, hail, snow, vapor, storm, stormy winds, fulfilling his word. These are elements used to fulfill what? The word of Yahweh Shem Yeshua relating to his judgment. You know what I mean? Fire, you're seeing hail, you're seeing snow, you're seeing wind, you're seeing flooding, you're seeing a variety of different storms being fulfilled, man. The Lord is known by what? The judgment he executes. Psalms 99:16. We get it. The Lord is known by the judgment when he The Lord is known by the judgment he executeth. The wicked is snared in the works of his own hands. Higion Salah, man. So the Lord is known by what? The judgment he executes. The diversity of relating to that judgment. And the wicked is snared in their own hands and their own works, man. Of their hands, man. 7:11. Psalms 7:11 talks about the Lord is angry at the wicked every day. Why he's angry at the wicked? Because they're in a position of power and there's unrighteousness on the earth, man. You know what I mean? So, and that's why the Lord is what? Beginning to what? Visit the earth which he has made. Measure thy time diligently in itself, man. The time and season, man. Using the scriptures, correlating it with correlate what's going on in society and correlating it with the scriptures, man. So the Lord is visiting this earth, man. You know what I mean? You can see it, man. This is Zayah Wolf. I hope this helps. I want to give all praise. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Rakakadash. I hope this helps in some way. Shalom. Thanks.